Most people are using AI like a digital search engine, asking it for quick answers or a witty caption. But while the crowd is playing with a toy, the top 1% have turned AI into a second brain. They aren't just getting answers, they're building autonomous systems that save time, money, and most importantly, mental energy. If your life feels like a constant uphill battle against decision fatigue, it's because you're still trying to drive the car yourself. In 2026, the goal isn't to work harder, it's to think in systems so your life runs on autopilot while you focus on what actually matters. Today, I'm giving you the 6 systemic principles that changed my business from a chaotic daily grind into a self-evolving machine. Let's stop asking AI for answers and start asking it for leverage. On this channel, we don't just talk about tools, we talk about architecture, the architecture of wealth and time. Today's purpose is to shift your mindset from AI as a chatbot to AI as an operating system. I'm going to share the exact frameworks I've used to replace my own willpower with pre-decisions and how we built an AI system that replaced an entire sales admin team. By the end of this video, you won't just know how to use ChatGPT, you'll know how to redesign your entire life so that success becomes a default setting, not a daily struggle. Early in my career, I thought productivity meant getting more things done. I was wrong. Productivity is about making fewer, better decisions. MIT economists recently found that the biggest gains from AI didn't come from people getting faster answers. They came from people redesigning their workflows. Think about it. If every single decision you make throughout the day, from what to eat to how to handle a client, requires fresh mental energy, you will eventually burn out. Urgency starts to replace importance. The leverage isn't in the answer AI gives you, it's in removing the need to decide the same thing over and over again. I stopped asking AI, what should I do today, and started asking, help me design a weekly decision framework so I always choose priorities based on long-term impact. Now that framework lives in my system. I don't rethink my week every Sunday, I run the engine. When you stop rethinking, you start scaling. A few years ago, we hit a wall. We were drowning in leads from social media, but our sales team was exhausted. We were overhiring, and yet the right people weren't getting on the phone. My instinct was to jump in and fix the team, but I've learned that recurring problems are almost never about individual failure. They are about feedback loops. Instead of reacting emotionally, I used AI to walk through the entire sequence of our lead flow. We realized the problem wasn't the people, it was the scaffolding. We built Jarvis, a custom AI system that pre-qualifies leads without a single human finger touching a keyboard. In just a few months, Jarvis booked 5,000 qualified meetings. Next time something goes wrong in your life or business, don't correct the person, examine the system. Ask AI, walk me step by step through the system that produced this outcome. Once you see the structure, the fix becomes permanent. You're no longer managing the same problem forever, you're upgrading the machine. Willpower is a finite resource. There's a famous study showing that judges are more likely to deny parole late in the day simply because they are mentally exhausted. This is decision fatigue. If your progress depends on how you feel in the moment, you're destined to fail when stress hits. I no longer decide what to read in the morning. I used to spend 20 minutes just scrolling through articles, wasting that precious early morning clarity. Now I use an AI system that learns my long-term goals and feeds me a tailored platter of information every morning. The decision was made months ago. Discipline isn't about trying harder at 8 a.m. It's about deciding earlier through a system. Use AI to curate your inputs and automate your habits. When the decision is already made, you don't need motivation, you just need to show up. I used to hate New Year's Eve. I'd be at a party lying to myself about New Year, New Me, while secretly being disappointed that I hadn't changed a bit. We fail at our resolutions because we try to change our identity without changing the structure of our week. People don't change because they want to, they change because their environment forces them to. Now, every Sunday, I have AI pressure test my calendar against my goals. I connect my calendar to the model and ask, tell me where my time doesn't support the identity I'm building. If the system doesn't support the identity collapses under stress. Don't ask AI how to improve yourself. Ask it to redesign your environment. Change the structure, not the self-talk. Let AI be the coach that keeps you honest when you're tempted to lie to yourself. As my business grew, I realized that my thinking quality fluctuated. On a high-energy Tuesday, I was a genius. On a tired Thursday, I was making short-term, biased choices. The 1% don't rely on feeling good to make strategic moves. They standardize the process. I use AI to guide my thinking during my deep work blocks. I have a decision checklist that AI helps me run through to ensure I'm looking at trade-offs and 3-year impacts, not just today's fire. If your thinking fluctuates, your outcomes will too. Use AI to lock in your best self's logic. Create a checklist for your most important tasks and never deviate from it. That's how high-quality judgment becomes an automatic default, even when you're exhausted. Finally, the hardest shift: externalizing your brain. My best ideas always came during my 20-minute commute, the only time I wasn't bombarded with calls. But by the time I walked into my first meeting, those ideas were gone, buried under a mountain of emails. Cognitive load theory shows that your working memory is tiny. When it's overloaded, your reasoning drops. I now use AI as a dumping ground for my thoughts. I externalize every priority, every half-baked idea, and every strategic circle I'm running in my head. By writing it down and letting AI structure it, I free up my prefrontal cortex for high-level thinking. Successful people don't try to remember everything. They design systems to hold the complexity, so their brain stays free to create. When your brain is busy remembering, it's too tired to evaluate. If you apply these 6 principles, you stop being a slave to your to-do list and start being the architect of your life. Success isn't about a burst of inspiration, it's about the scaffolding you build around your day. If you're ready to stop using AI for quick answers and start using it for lifelong leverage, you're exactly where you need to be. I want to help you fast-track this. My team and I spent hours creating a specific resource to help business owners leverage AI systems. If you want it, find me on Instagram and DM me the word AI. I'll send it over personally. Hit the subscribe button if you're ready to stop relying on motivation and start building systems that make your progress inevitable. Stop thinking harder, start thinking in systems. I'll see you in the next video.